Hello, folks. It's 27th of March 2025, just gone midday. I'm in Tirana in Albania. If you've been following, my mother posts, not the videos, photos and that, you'll know I'm doing a road trip. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot here. I don't really want to do this now, but if I don't do it now, I probably won't do it at all. Um, Right, Albania. I haven't seen much of Albania. I drove from Greece up to Tirana. I've been to a couple of games in that. I'm leaving tomorrow. I've had some insights with Albania. I mean, there's a few things really, and I've made deductions, and I don't like the deductions I'm making because I'm probably right. Right, so I arrived in Tirana. Um, yeah. Where do I start with this? So anyway, like really nice apartment. 5 nights here. I think it was £262 for 5 nights. Um, really nice apartment. Things I noticed in Tirana. First of all, lots of petrol stations in Albania. I wondered if they had their own oil and that. Subsequently, Google that, and apparently Albania's got the biggest onshore oil reserve or reserves in Europe, onshore, inshore, or whatever you call it. And then I arrived in Albania. The other thing I noticed is in Tirana. Sorry, the other thing I noticed is lots of young people. Um, Lots of young people. Google that afterwards, and yeah, there's a high proportion of 15 to 29-year-olds apparently. I'm in Tirana, the city. I guess it's going to be different if you go out into suburbs, rural areas. Young people want to get to the cities where all the action is, don't they? Right. So, what else was I deduced from that? Traffic, by the way, in Tirana is worse than Athens, I found, and the parking and all that. Um, and Albania is supposed to be second poorest country in Europe. Um, Kosovo is the poorest apparently. That's where I'm heading tomorrow. The thing, the things I've deduced though is, um, yeah, there's a parking problem where I mean, look, the poverty, right? Yeah, there is poverty here, but there's wealth as well. I don't get it. There's fancy cars, nice flat, this lovely flat, um, flash cars. Yeah, right. So lots of restaurants and bars around where I am here. I'm in the middle of the city, and that there seems to be money here. But the other thing, big thing I noticed is everyone seems miserable. Uh, I mean, it's really noticeable. I thought it was something to do with me being a tourist or something. They're probably not very happy with the tour. I don't know. But I googled why are Albanians so miserable, and it seems they are one of the unhappiest nations in the world. Right? That's why so many people are leaving. Um, and if that's what I'm seeing here, imagine how much worse it is in other countries. So when all these people are flooding into wealthier countries, the UK and whatever, and we're getting all upset about it, if you were here, you'd probably be doing the same thing, right? Right, there's the other side of the coin. Yeah, how we're seeing it from people coming in, but what can you do? Right, anyway, so parking problem where I am. I was told it was free parking, but it's a problem there. You get blocked in, you can't get out. Um, and then the first time it happened yesterday, um, I beat the horn a couple of times. Nothing happened, so I messaged the host. It's an Airbnb accommodation, okay? Messaged the host, and she said she'd look into it. And then a few minutes later, someone came down, and I said, "Is that like your car?" And he said, "No, he's the landlord." Right. So Right, okay. I assumed the landlord of the whole building, like, right? So, and then when the cars, a couple of people got on the phone and that, and then eventually two people came down and moved their cars. I got out, but before I left, he said, "How's the apartment?" And I'm like, afterwards, I'm thinking, the apartment's fine, I said, but it's like, what's it got to do with him? Unless he is the owner. And then, so the lady I've been dealing with, whose flat it is, I'm starting to wonder, because the other thing was when I came back that yesterday afternoon from the football, the host was outside my front door because of the parking problem. Turns out she lives next door to this flat, okay, right next door, which I thought was a bit odd. And then I start thinking, is the landlord asked me how the flat was. Maybe it's his flat. Why would he ask? Um, and then, you start working out, um, you know, uh, who's got all the money in Albania, because there is a lot of miserable people, and the petrol prices and that. Petrol ain't cheap. You'd think it would be if they have oil. You Google that, it's all government corruption and this and that, whatever, taxing the people, everything's expensive. This is it. And then I'm thinking, me coming into holiday in Albania, I'm probably not doing the citizens any favours. Any favours. I mean, you look at this flat. I paid £262, whatever, for the 5 nights. If a local was renting this place, they would probably get it for less. So I'm pricing them out of renting an apartment. Um, the only people that are benefiting are the people who've got all the money in the first place. Just getting harder and harder. So yeah, that's what I was thinking there. This holiday business, like Vietnam. When was that? That was um that was this year, wasn't it? Same thing there. Like you talk to locals there, and it's like they preferred it like 20, 30 years ago before all the tourism kicked off. Um, um, what else did I want to say about that? So yeah, a lot of young people. You really do notice the unhappiness, the miserableness kind of thing. Um, and that reminds me, yeah, right. So I was, I can't remember how that connected, but the other day, on the news, I mentioned I was following the news, and there was this article about the some expert, lots of experts on the BBC website, Institute of Fiscal Studies or something, saying that um, why they can't work out why more people are claiming benefits. Why is it all happening? And they dismiss that lockdown had anything to do with it. Um, uh, because it's not happening in other countries. It's not a pattern, so it's not happening elsewhere. Well, it can't be the reason here, can it? Well, that's stupid, isn't it? Um, when lockdown started, um, I did. I said people aren't going to go back to work. Um, it's going to be a problem, and well, it's happened, isn't it? And I said it before it happened, uh, not in hindsight, before, right? And the experts, they got all the hindsight, and they still can't work it out. Stone me. So um, I wrote a letter, didn't I? An email to the guy. So I mentioned his name. It was Edwin something or other. I don't like mentioning people's names because they're not here to defend themselves. Are they? But what can you do? I wrote an email to him mentioning that like in I don't know about other countries why it's not happening there, but I do know that years ago I had a friend living in Germany, and he was telling me that if you lost your job, went on the dole, you were sort of like getting a percentage of your weekly wage for so many weeks. I think it was 80% or something, I can't remember. And after so many weeks, it dropped to 60%, and a few weeks later, or months, whatever, 40% or whatever. So if you're getting 80% of your previous wage on the dole, could be 10,000, could be 100,000, like, but you're getting 80% of that. It's an incentive to get back to work, isn't it? Um, Probably a better system than we have in the UK. I'm not saying that COVID was the be all and end all of um, increasing benefits. Problems were there already. That lockdown was a push, wasn't it? A little push, convince people not to go back to work, kind of thing. There's issues beyond COVID and lockdown, sure, but that was relevant in the UK. Anyway, never got a reply, did I? Probably doesn't want to lose his job, kind of thing. um, oh, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, just ain't getting better. Coming to Albania for a cheap holiday and that, you ain't doing anyone here any favours, probably. I'm not doing any favours. Don't know about this holiday stuff anymore. I mean, what do you do with if you can't if the host that I mean the lady that's I've been dealing with running this apartment, she lives next door. If it's not her apartment, and the landlord I spoke to downstairs is the owner, she's probably only getting a few quid for tidying up after I've left or before I've left and all that, before I've arrived. So I thought this was her apartment when I got here, and then she had that apartment. I thought, well, she's really rich. Why is she so not unhappy, kind of thing? So probably not her flat at all, right? Um, I'll tell you this: the way things are here in Albania, um, you think it's bad where you are. um, this is coming to a country near you soon. If not soon, sorry, if not a country near you, it will be your country. That's sort of what. Yeah. So ain't getting any better. Um, and yeah, it just don't look good at all. Uh, yeah. See you, folks.